Hello, this is Marcus from beamlit.com, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about the screensaver and a few other options for the desktop. And so what we're going to do, we're going to actually click on the system preferences, and you can actually access the system preferences just by clicking on the Apple icon and clicking system preferences. And now that we're in here, we're going to search desktop, and it's going to be desktop and screensaver, not desktop and picture. So you may want to just start off by typing screensaver because that's a little more, what's the word? It's a little more unique. So I would keep that in mind. And you know, I tell a lot of people this, there could be a good reason. If your computer is slow, if it's encountering some issues, the screensaver for me in the past has actually made my computer a little slower, depending on some of the animations and how often, how frequent it's consuming the memory. And I mean, it can definitely consume. It can slow down the computer. I've seen that happen before. And so we're going to go through a couple different things within the screensaver options. But to start off the desktop, if you have any pictures, if you want to take a picture like this. Then you could, well, let's just do an example. I'm going to take a picture. Remember in one of the videos, I mentioned that if you hold down the Command Shift and 4, if you just hold down Command Shift 4, you're able to select an area within the screen. And if you did Command Shift 3, that would take a picture. You're going to hear a noise right now, and that just took a picture, and it's going to save it right here. And if you notice, there's actually two pictures. The reason why there's two pictures is because one of them is coming from my other monitor, and this is the one that's coming from this one. So I'm just gonna put in desktop right now to make it a little bit easier to see instead of the jargon that Apple puts on there. And from here, all we would do is we can move this. Let's see here. Yeah, we have to add it. Right here, this little option right here, we choose what we want to use for the desktop, and now it's going to say there's going to be the folder desktop right here. So we could choose this, and it actually looks identical to this. But let's just say if I centered it, or if I see here. Now, actually, a better example, because that would be very difficult to see. If I grab this one, I'm going to grab this one right here. It's a little smaller image, so I'm going to just say centered, because we're going to center this. And we're going to, we have this one right here. We're gonna center this one, and as you see, there's a big empty space. So you can choose. You actually have a couple of options. I'm going to move this over here. You can choose to define a default background, and sometimes what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click this little eyeglass and choose a specific. Like I just chose close to the end, so it sort of blends in a way. But this is going to be available for you, this little icon. You can choose anything. Like if I wanted it to be this blue color, you can do that as well, which is sort of the default Apple background color. It's almost identical, in fact. So, I mean, you have that option. And if you don't want to have a background behind, you can actually stretch to fill screen too. That always works too. And I would really look at, see what your dimensions are for your computer. If you did Command Shift 3, you're going to get a picture that's going to literally fill up the entire dimension width and height of your picture. So if you did get info for that picture like I did right here, it's going to say 1920 by 1080, but you may be 1280 by 900. So I mean, it really just depends on the size of your computer. And so I would definitely mess around with the Command Shift 3 just so you could take a full snapshot. Or if you did the Command Shift 4, you could hypothetically you can move it all the way here, but I mean it can be a little time consuming. Now let's go into a couple of these different options. So there's solid colors. You can choose solid colors for these. There's custom colors. You can literally define one right here. Let's see if they have any blend effects. Yeah, so they do have some grayscale right here. There's you can build it just from the RGBA. I mean the RGB. And there's a lot of ways that you can customize this to match whatever sort of look you're looking for here. And they also have some of these pictures, very impressive pictures by Apple, I have to admit. So I would mess around with that because, you know, in reality, you're spending a lot of your time looking at the desktop. So you're gonna really want something that's uplifting. For me, I'm really into self-development, and this picture right here, this has a lot of meaning to me. This is really talking about us. I can go into this in detail if you really want to learn about this, but this is really our minds right here, and just talking about how our bodies, you know, just are completely directed by our brains in a way. I mean, that's about as simple as you can mention. And so I want to constantly, whenever I have the opportunity, whenever I'm looking at the desktop, I want to feed my mind with this sort of input. I want to visualize, okay, so I remember this. It's sort of that repetition. So it's, I mean, I would really think smart about the pictures you're putting up there. I mean, it could be something that's just, you know, like one of these absolutely amazing pictures. I mean, there's a lot of material. So I would really take some time, you know, put some investment on your part, and see what sort of. So, and you could always change these around. I would not encourage changing pictures, rotating, because I believe that actually could slow down the computer. And same with the screensaver. This is what I wanted to mention. Every computer that I've had, I go directly within the system preferences, go to screensaver, and the start after, it generally says about 10 minutes. I turn it off completely. This has slowed down my computer tremendously, the desktop screensavers. I mean, like what it does right now is when it goes to sleep mode, or when it stops, it's a blank screen. Well, I mean, it's completely, you know, it's completely black. When you click back, you know, it's just going to go back to the computer. But it doesn't take as many resources, because if you can picture this, this is a full animation. This could take up a lot of memory. It could really wear down, you know, it can wear down a lot of different factors within the computer. So I would definitely, you know, think smart about this. You could, of course, do this though. I mean, there are a few effects, you know, sort of the message, and even iTunes artwork. I believe that wouldn't take up too much, but there's some of these could. So I mean, it's something to keep in mind. And it really depends on, you know, your computer speed and how much you're able to handle. For me, I'm just 100% productivity. If I could make my computer faster just a little bit, I'm going to do it. So it may be not the best at times, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, have any feedback, any tips, then of course, you know, I would encourage you to message, respond below. Thank you so much.